Moving on. Speaking of fires.
Dangerous heat wave starts hitting U.S. and Canada. Extremely hot weather has started to hit most of the United States, with temperatures set to peak over the weekend, meteorologists say. The heat wave could affect about 200 million people in major cities like New York, Washington, and Boston, and the East Coast, and the Midwest region too. In some places, temperatures could be close to or exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius. Parts of Canada are also being hit. Experts link more frequent heat waves in recent years to climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Every episode we're ending with climate change because
We are.
it's every day it seems it's getting worse because
Yeah,
it is.
usually when you look at the news, it's kind of like
The
everywhere.
world experienced its hottest June in record this year. That happens every year.
Yeah, that happens every year.
Every month it's the hottest month ever
Mm-hmm.
of that month ever. So it's like even Alaska has a heat wave. Oh,
I
Anchorage
know.
hits a record temperature.
What was the temperature?
Let me see. Temperatures reached 90 degrees Fahrenheit in
That's
Anchorage.
insane.
Whoa.
That's actually crazy for
90
Anchorage.
degrees in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that
God.
hot here.
That must have been like world ending for them, because it gets like fucking below zero there sometimes. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's usually not warm there. But
Yeah, I know.
wow. 90 degrees in Alaska.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine like living there and that happened, you know? Ah, man. World's changing.
Yeah, and we're never gonna deal with the problem too late. I mean, it's already too late.
It's already too late.
But
I don't know, man. But on the bright side, I mean, the world will keep going without us, you know?
a very damaged world.
Yep.
I mean, the animals will be happy once we're gone.
That's true.
They get all their land back. All of our stuff will decay, and the Earth will slowly return to its natural state.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good side, you know?
Yeah, once we're gone, the animals will be happy.
Soon. Sorry, go.
Yeah, our pets won't. We've ruined all those species, so they can't
Oh,
live
no,
on their
yeah.
own. So all of those are.
A lot of the plants will die too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before it. It's gonna be a long time before the Earth could repair itself from the damage that we've done to it.
Mm-hmm. But you know, maybe life will pick up somewhere
That's
else.
why before we go, we got to put FDR on Mount Rushmore so the animals can look up and say, "Oh man, why didn't they elect more people like him?"
Man, I wonder. I don't even know, like that far in the future. I'm not even sure if Mount Rushmore would have like the same look, you know?
Mount Rushmore is supposed to last like 10,000 years.
Wow, really? That's insane. Oh, maybe they will then.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the only thing left. Everything else will be rotted, decayed, and gone.
Yeah, I think Niagara Falls, I'm pretty sure will like dry up in I don't remember how many years.
Does it dry up? It's getting lower, isn't though? I know that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily dry up, but I know it'll become like significantly smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
Mm. Yeah. This stuff like that, you know, we'll never see because we'll be dead.
No, we'll be dead. Long dead.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think humans have got, Riley?
Fuck, man, I don't know.
Life will definitely get worse unless we discover some technologies, some carbon absorbent stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
what about carbon absorbent things?
I talking about how fucked the world is basically because of climate change.
Sorry, I had to step out for a second.
Oh, there's like ghosts in the
how
show.
we need to put FDR's face on Mount Rushmore, so in 10,000 years, the animals can look up and say,
"Yeah, so in 10,000 years, when humans evolved to overtake humans, dominant species, they can be like, huh, I wonder what that is."
Yeah.
Who's what happened before us? When they find our bones in the ground, they can be like, "Oh, that's what their faces look like."
Fossilized. Mm-hmm. Neat.
Oh man, look at these morons. They destroyed the planet themselves and killed themselves. What idiots.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's kind of ridiculous. I just hope before that happens, the comet strikes. Doesn't wipe us out, but it strikes and scares us. Probably kills a couple million people because it's a fucking comet.
Mm-hmm.
But if it you ever guys heard of the Tunguska event?
No.
Oh yeah.
A comet broke apart, and then a fragment of that comet was like a couple meters wide. Um, almost crashed in Siberia, but it exploded in the air.
Yeah, that was
Oh
insane.
yeah, I heard about
Thankfully,
that.
this was in a super isolated area, so nobody around got killed.
Yeah.
But God, millions of acres of trees just got flattened by this comet exploding in the air. Now that's pretty brutal for a fragment of a comet to do
for
that
just
much.
a fragment, yeah.
If we could have something like that again to just scare us, or maybe some climate, maybe that Florida-sized ice sheet raising sea levels when it breaks off, we're not going to do anything until we get scared into doing something. Action will not be taken until we are forced to take action.
That's true. I just feel like once it reaches a point of scaring us, it'll just been way too late.
I'm sure it'll be way too late for a lot of people, but
it's already
as
too
long
late
as
for a lot of things.
humanity
That's true.
and we continue and we don't get freaking sent back to the freaking Stone Age or anything like that, because I honestly think as advanced as we are nowadays, we don't have tools required to come back. You know, we won't just be reset to the Bronze Age. Because nobody knows. What does the normal person know how to make bronze?
Yeah, you're right.
No. With normal humans, millions would probably die, and we definitely get just reset. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope something bad will happen, it scares us, and
we just
people are gonna have to die, sadly. Because if nobody dies, then we're gonna ignore the problem. And I think that's really freaking sad that we're just so ignorant that we won't do anything until it's until we're on the freaking 11th hour. But yeah, these heat waves, they're a sign of things to come.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when you see what's going on in the Arctic.
Oh yeah.
So we're moving on to this, but it's still in the same vein. Satellite images show vast swaths of the Arctic on fire. You know, places where you'd never think it'd be warm are actually really hot this time of year.
Alaska, 90 degrees.
Yep.
Yeah, Anchorage, Alaska has hit 90 degrees. Its first recorded instance of hitting 90 degrees ever. The entire time people have been inhabiting that region and recording weather. So, I mean, come on. And it's funny, you go on CBS News, CBS Nightly News, this is not going to be talked.
Nope, no, it will not.
Trump.
No, I know.
I mean, look at these news articles we've done.
I know.
All this research leading up to this has been nothing but Trump.
That's
child molesters.
That's what I was thinking about.
I don't deny that those are bad things and that they shouldn't be talked about, but there are other things that we need to talk about.
Yeah, those fires are
very
huge too.
human-centric, you know what I mean? We're just so focused in on ourselves that we're just letting the world around us implode.
Yeah. Like that.
Sorry, go on. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying those pictures, like when I found the article, I was like, wow, this isn't that popular. Like literally it's just buried underneath like all the other things you said. And like the fires are huge, like they're satellite pictures, like they're fucking monstrous.
Yes, they are.
You know what is it? Peat bogs, it's basically just super composted raw material. In the Arctic, normally it would be frozen most of the year, but this peat, especially because it's organic, has been caught on fire by said fires, and peat itself is all over underground and everything. So when the winter comes and these fires die down, the peat underground will still be burning. So come springtime when things get warmer, these fires will just reignite again.
Yep.
Releasing even more carbon into the atmosphere.
Yeah, and peat is made out of. It has a shit ton of carbon in it. Like, peat is actually a really good material as fuel because it's such a carbon-rich material because it's all organic. It's basically just like it's just whatever you ever have a compost bin. Essentially, it's pretty much that happening naturally. Like the Congo
Canada's
River
gonna
Basin.
be rich.
Well, it's gonna be rich if it doesn't burn down.
Yeah, if it doesn't burn down, it's gonna be rich. Get that trade.
Yeah, and then
look, I saw an article saying global warming is good. Look at all the economic upsides for trade.
Yeah,
like,
I read somewhere too that freaking Russia is gonna benefit greatly from this because Russia is a very northernly Arctic nation. And a lot of Russia's land is right now pretty uninhabitable or very rough to live in, making the extraction of resources in those regions hard. But they're going to benefit from, which I think is such a shame how you see climate change. You know, that's the business mind, you know. Climate change is a big boon for business. Great profiteering on the deaths of the people on the coastlines. Like, just think how much of the coast is going to be underwater in like the next 50 years. If we don't do anything, we're going to have to evacuate entire cities. I mean, that's where the big problem's going to come from.
Big
Human migration away from coast.
Some countries.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the Dutch, they're great at land reclamation, but man,
there's only so much you can do.
To hold water back when sea levels rise like by a foot. And I'm talking just on that Florida-sized ice sheet falling into the ocean. That can raise water levels up to a foot. We're not talking like a couple of inches over the course of a few decades because of climate change. We're talking about one piece of ice drastically changing overnight sea levels and coastlines, just like that. And we don't care.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is what it is. Good for business.
This guy diddled a child. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, talk about that, but shit.
That is bad. But the scale of death is
you haven't like different. On news. You have a whole hour to talk about shit. 30 minutes shouldn't be devoted to Donald Trump and the Mueller investigations.
Epstein.
Epstein. Yeah, it shouldn't be 30 minutes to this guy, 30 minutes to this guy, because that's important. But on a global level, that's not important. Like, do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? Do you care about their well-beings? Care about the world they're gonna grow up in? Then this shit should worry.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a coastal person. If you live on the coast, this should worry.
Yeah.
I mean, all these great cities. Oh, well, the history and all the. Yeah, well, when they're underwater, their history will mean nothing. Venice will be underwater, and its great history and its glorious architecture will mean dick. Because it's going to be under the Mediterranean Sea. And nobody cares.
All these millionaires worried about Notre Dame. But they don't realize that's nothing compared to what's going to be lost due to climate.
Yep.
Yeah. I really hope that something scares us into taking action. And I really feel like when it becomes too late is when we'll take action. When that ice sheet falls into the ocean, we will take action. When the comet strikes a city, then we will take action. The comet thing is being a completely different event. That's more like asteroid.
Yeah.
The Earth, what is it? You know how people see comets during October? Like, oh, look at the comets over the sky. You know, the shooting stars, aren't they pretty? Well, I mean, that's that. I'm pretty sure Tunguska happened in October. So, like, if one of those flies stray, boom, we get hit. We don't care. And the argument may be, oh, we can't do anything about climate change. We can't do anything about these comets. We can. We just don't care. Yeah. We would rather fight wars over oil and resources than we would about saving our own skins, which is kind of funny because, I don't know, it kind of goes against, nature itself, the whole self-preservation thing. We just like, self-preservation doesn't mean shit when I can make money. It's ridiculous. The short term, It's easier to look in the short term, and in the end, that's what's going to be what screws us. If I live to see 95, I feel like the world I'll see when I'm 95, and I'm not talking just like about the people. I'm talking about the geography.
Yeah.
The map. When I look at a map when I'm 95, it's going to be way different than it will be now. I think that's sad.
That is sad.
Because that'll be a lot of destroyed history, a lot of destroyed lives.
And
if we don't do anything about it, it could be you, viewer. Could be you.
Me.
Is that really what you want to be?
Could be us.
You want to be another? Yeah,
could
exactly.
be everyone.
Do you really want to be another nameless person? You know, do you want to be another name on a plaque? He died to this disaster. What a tragedy. We'll put his name on a marble plaque, and that'll make things better. You know, it's ridiculous. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be another name or faceless name on a wall. I don't want to be another one of the just another casualty, another statistic. And it's preventable, but we'll see.
A citizen of Pompeii that they dig up thousands of years later.
I don't want to be the guy in Pompeii that they dig up with his dick in his hands, masturbating as the volcano swept over the city.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Put my ass in a museum and then I'm immortalized that way. Fuck that. If there's any kind of human afterlife or any of that, if there's any kind of thing after death, then really don't want to see like millions of fucking people just, oh hey, new here? So keep all these immigrants from Earth coming into heaven. We gotta deport them to hell because there's just not enough space in heaven. They're taking our heaven jobs. You know, how is my own personal heaven supposed to be nice when some motherfucker from Austria just comes in because he got hit by an earthquake, then murdered him? Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
But enough about that. That is the end of our podcast. Sorry we had to leave it on such a note. As much as I don't want to be preaching the apocalypse, I think we can make it through whatever we got.
I've got
Humans
something
are
resilient.
resilient.
What
we got?
Everyone watches Star Trek Picard trailer. It just came out.
That does look good.
It looks great. No spoilers on who's in it, but there's some lovable people there.
And I mean, if you're not a Star Trek fan, just watch it anyways.
Yeah, watch it anyways and notice how Patrick Stewart has hardly aged in the past 30 years of his life. The dude's 89. He still looks relatively young. He still looks like he could be.
He looks younger than he did in the episode of Star Trek when they tried to make him an old man.
I know.
And now he's an old man, and he's like Keanu Reeves. He's probably one of those dudes you find in paintings throughout history. He just doesn't die. But yeah, go watch the trailer.
That's it.
Have
See
a
you guys
good night.
next time.